Welcome back, Officers Republic. It's your course on Roll Police Chief AP Tired Gains. Obviously, I'm late to the Interceptor. I guess the second Interceptor. We're going to have 2 Interceptor checks now when we do roster reviews and stuff like that on stream. But the Fury class Interceptor, I'm obviously late, so I'm not going to talk about all the normal stuff that's kind of been talked about. I'm going to be nuanced so that you actually get something out of this video. I'm sorry, like I've probably talked about in a video that I'll upload before this. Just crazy stuff going on, and it's been a while. So the new Conquest is out, and I want to front with you guys. I did, out of pocket, which is very abnormal for me, go for the Conquest Pass, the $10 one, because it gives you access to 10 Interceptor shards right off the bat, plus it lets you progress more and more. I obviously don't really care about Trench. There's some Datacron materials, but I'm not too worried about that. Essentially, what I want to do is I want to progress to the point where in 4 conquests, so 4 months, I'll be able to have this ship. I'm obviously not going to be able to red crate and unlock it now. Is my roster developed to the point where I could maybe do that? Not quite, because there's some holes with Tuskens and stuff like that as far as feats are concerned. And I'll talk about how you guys can cheese a lot of the feats to have a huge advantage. So if you don't have a developed roster, you can get some more out of it. If you hear any barking, my 2 dogs, Danger and Booby, are playing with each other for the first time downstairs. Booby just got all of his name is Boo or Boo Boo or Booby or Boop or Boo the Poo or whatever you want to call him. But he's got his vaccination, so he's meeting Danger for the first time. But essentially, yeah. I'll talk about later in the video how you can cheese those feats and stuff like that. But just like last time I made this announcement, and I've only made this announcement twice, to my knowledge. And the announcement I'm talking about is the stop everything you're doing and do this now announcement. Now, the first time that's ever happened, and I've been making thousands of videos for years and years, the only time I've ever actually issued a public stop what you're doing and make sure that this is top priority was for the original Interceptor. Now we have our second Interceptor. How funny is that? And then I did kind of a light full focus on the TIE Defender. Of course, 2 Empire ships, 2 of the most important ships in the game. It remains to be seen with the new Interceptor, the Fury class, if the TIE Interceptor's rank of being the #1 highest value free-to-play thing in the game, per requirements and per all of that stuff. Obviously, it's kind of that versus Darth Vader as far as the one singular ship or character that holds the most free-to-play value in the game. So we'll see how the new Interceptor, the non-TIE Interceptor, the Fury class Interceptor, stacks up with that. But I believe that just like the Interceptor completely changed the viability of the free-to-play meta, not just in fleets. It didn't have too much effect in Fleet Arena and stuff like that, but I'm talking about totality of Grand Arenas won as opposed to what you would leave on the table by not making this a priority. And as far as priority is concerned, I'm going to give you 2 potential options so that you guys can decide where you are in your own account and how you're progressing there. And you can pick one of these 2 options to try to maximize free-to-play value as far as this is concerned. Because I understand that what I'll talk about here in a second will apply to a lot of you, and it will apply to a lot of you and vice versa. So I'm going to cover both sides of the coin here. So let me frame this. Let's frame this. So we have a new ship coming to the game. It's for a pre-existing Conquest character who will be in Proving Grounds in a week or so. But also, I believe they've been making him slightly more farmable. I don't think he's on a node, but I do think, yeah. So he does have access to whale packs. So a little checklist. Obviously, this is a free-to-play video, but a little sidebar. If you spend money and you didn't really care about Conquest, now you can kind of pick them up. Fine there. Back to free-to-play talk. Obviously, not an easy character to get. You need 4 million galactic power by the time he was out. If you didn't have that GP, you're kind of out of luck. You're stuck in Proving Grounds. It remains to be seen how hard his Proving Ground is, because the actual first Interceptor Proving Ground I couldn't beat. With my 6 million GP roster. Luckily, I had it already 7 stars when the thing came out, and they had that glitch where you got to actually do it. So I did some testing, and I could not beat it, even with Galactic Legends. So hopefully he's not on that caliber. But obviously, he's coming to the game, and he's going to be a big improvement to the Sith fleet. Now, I want to diverge into 2 or 3 paths here for a couple of seconds, and then we'll wrap them all together. So stick with me. I know it's been so long since I've made videos that I just have so many. I have like basically a week and a half's worth of content in my brain that I'm trying to spew out into separate videos so that it all makes sense. Whatever. Okay. So we know we're getting Darth Revan's Leviathan. A lot of people were speculating it's Malak's Leviathan, but it's confirmed Darth Revan's Leviathan is coming to the game. Obviously, we had the leak with the Farm Your Sith fleets, and a lot of people were bashing on Meathead, but obviously he doesn't have the liberty. He's not high enough ranking to where he can kind of troll, so everything he does is sanctioned. And we'll talk about that in a different video, why a lot of people have been kind of missing a huge thing that he leaked a while back and no one's been talking about it. But I am currently obviously farming Rey. I'm farming Rey as a punishment. There was a little April Fool's joke that I got sucked into by some members of the community. Screw you guys. Telling me that, Rey was going to pilot Red 5 and that I'd made the greatest decision of my life. Obviously, I got April 1st because I'm busy and I had no idea that it was April 1st, even though I should because I troll people all the time. But apparently, I got. That's fine. What I'm considering doing is, you see Marauders here and some of the ships. I'm actually like 50-50ing right now my Rey progression because it was a bet, right? Like there's no timetable on when I need to get Rey. So this is going to apply to those of you guys who are actively farming something big at the moment. You're farming, a legendary team or a galactic legend or something like that. Something that you're deep into and you don't want to take a break from. So if you're in that camp, I'm going to be honest, this new fleet is going to be the most dominant thing in the game. It's going to be like Executor Day 1, Profundity Day 1, where it's like you cannot beat it. Obviously, since then, they've gotten plenty of counters, and that's fine. But this is intended to be the top 400 crystals a day fleet arena, ship-only defense GAC meta, where you can kind of bully people with millions more GP and tons of galactic legends by just farming ships when they don't. This is going to be meta-defining, plain and simple. So I'm currently 50-50ing a couple of things that I think might be either on the fleet or requirements for the fleet. And of course, the second that the requirements for the fleet come out, I'm going to drop everything and farm them. But until that point, I'm kind of hedging with a 50-50, so I'm going 50 into Rey. I think I'm doing two full 5 sims of Resistance Hero Finn. I got a couple of characters to Gear 13. I'm not going to relic them, obviously. So I'm doing a little bit here and there. And then I'm putting some Cantina energy into Ebon Hawk when it should probably go to relic materials, but I'm just trying to get the Ebon Hawk up because I believe that it's likely going to be a requirement. I know it was required before, but maybe it's going to be required with a relic 8 Karth or some stupid shit like that, right? And then I'm doing a little bit of B-28 and a little bit of Sith Fighter because these are the Sith Empire fleet ships. And I believe they're the most likely to be required to unlock and also be used in the fleet. And I don't have them, obviously, nor their characters. So I'm doing about 50% into that. And then the second that the requirements are officially announced, I'm going 100% into this fleet. And I'm forgetting Rey. Unless Red 5 actually is for Rey and it wasn't an April Fool's joke and I can regain my sanity. But I don't see that happening. So the other camp, people who aren't actively in the middle of a big farm right now, I think I hate to say this is like 2.5 / the third time I'm calling out a must farm now. And not like a must farm now, like, hey, these characters are really picking up in the GAC meta and they got incoming datacrons. I mean, like interceptor level, like if you have the capability of getting this ship and farming this fleet and you choose not to, once requirements are known, it's going to be like roster views now, where the first thing I do when I look at ships is I go Empire and I do interceptor check, and if I don't see the interceptor at least unlocked, it's like an eye roll. You know what I mean? Like for the interceptor, obviously it's number 1 value because you just have to have it there, and it kind of makes it a D tier fleet into an A tier fleet or an S tier. Well, not an S tier, but an A tier fleet. So obviously the value is apparent there, but the pure domination of the Fury class interceptor it's not even a theory. Like it's been told to us that this is going to be this good. So that was my 9-10 minutes ish on kind of the third iteration of do this right now. Like this must be kind of taken into consideration. I've been talking to some people and there's some sentiment that it's not going to be a priority for people. And if you're over 4 million GP and you can conceivably have access to Proving Ground Malgus / getting some interceptor shards, you have to do it. This is an official holy war. This is an official APGAINS sanctioned holy war to retake the Sith Empire. You've been warned. Really quickly, I have a great opportunity. Shout out to the 4% of you guys who are probably still here. I know the numbers tend to dip down at the end here. So let me know where the 4%ers are. Leave me a funny little joke with the number 4 in it somewhere to make it kind of mysterious. So when I read those comments at the end of the day, every night before I go to bed, I actually read comments. It's a very terrible way to fall asleep, but I'll know who you guys are. Really quickly, click this link here. It's like name, email, times you're free. I got this great opportunity at work for not only a huge bonus, but also an all expense paid trip that I'm really looking forward to. I just have to put buddies. I have to put butts in Zoom meetings, just to hit like a performance check number. It's all nonsense, but if you guys want a fun opportunity to talk to me for 30, 45 minutes, but also help me out a ton for work and potentially help set you guys up very well, that would be awesome. Help get me paid. That nice sweet bonus, but also take a fun trip because it's been really fucking stressful recently. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I kind of need it. I kind of want it, and I think I should take some time for me. So it's something that I'm trying to accomplish. So hit that link, fill out the like 2 lines that you need to fill out, and I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I love you, and I'll see you later.